Welcome to the Let's Get.net Graphical Setup Guide. This video will walk you through the steps to turn your Let's Get site from basic to graphical. When a menu is first brought into Let's Get, by default it's set up as basic, meaning little to no graphics, and the menu items and options are displayed in list form. We're going to change this site from basic, as you see here, to graphical, enhancing the look and feel of the page. Our first step is to ensure that our images are ready to go. Here I have divided up the images into folders. I have pizzas, salads, appetizers, sections, and logo. The section and logos are optional, and I'll show you the purpose of these images later on. Let me finish organizing these a little bit. Okay. Separating the images like this will help keep my images organized and easy to locate after I bring them into Let's Get. Now that I have them all organized, what I want to do is select all the folders by clicking on the first one, selecting Control-A to select all of them. We're going to right-click, Send to Compressed Zip Folder. This gives me a zip folder, and if I open it up, you'll see that it has all of my folders that I have from the previous page, and inside each folder are all the images that I want. I'm going to rename this real quick, just for my purposes. Okay, now that I have my zip file, I need to bring them into Let's Get. So we're going to go back here, and on the navigation bar, we're going to select Images. Up here, we have 3 steps, Step 1, Step 2, and Step 3. Step 1 is to select standard image repositories. This is the Let's Get library, so if there's any additional images that you may want, like toppings, drink types, anything like that, you can simply select the check mark of the library that you wish to include and select Save. Step 2 is to upload your own menu image items. We're going to click here, choose File, and I'm going to bring over this zip file that I created and hit Open and Upload File. This will upload all the images at once. Sometimes when you do this, you'll notice that you'll get an error, and that just means that the zip file was simply too large for Let's Get to handle. And this can take a few minutes, so you got to wait a little bit. If the images or if the zip file is too large, then simply go back. You want to either resize the image one by one or upload the images one by one into Let's Get, either way. There are programs out there that'll let you resize images all at once. And if you choose to go that route, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so now that we have our files, you'll notice that the folders gave me separate sections automatically. And if I click Show Images, you'll see the images that I have uploaded. What we want to do is click Save. Now step 3 is to upload non-menu image items. Now what I do want to do here is add a custom background to this page that I'm going to walk you through, so I'm going to go ahead and upload it since we're here. Upload file. Now we're ready to assign our images. We're going to select Menus, Edit, and we're going to enable graphical ordering in preview mode and click Save. Now we're going to go to Images. Again, this is from the menu screen. Here on the left-hand side, we have our menu sections with a drop-down box of all the menu sections available on our menu. Below that, we've got all of our items and our options associated with the items on this page. In the right-hand column, we have our group box with the groups of images that we have brought over. What we're going to do is map these images to these items. We're going to select the radio button for the item that we want to use first, and then select the image that we want to associate with it. We'll go one by one here real quick. I do not have a barbecue chicken pizza. There's going to be cases where you do not have all the images that you need, and I'm going to show you some ways to make it look still look pleasing on the site. All right, now we have our option sets, and this can get pretty time consuming, especially if you have a lot of options. We have this Best Guess feature at the top. This is what I'm going to use. I'm going to click this, and what it's going to do is it's going to find images that I have here in my groups, and it's going to match them as best it can by name. So we've got pepperoni to pepperoni, Italian sausage, This saves me a little bit of time, but as you can see, there are some blank spots that I'm going to need to fill in by hand. And also you got to keep an eye on it because it will match some of the images wrong. So you've got extra sauce here for tomato, which obviously isn't the case. What we want to do, select the radio button for tomato. We're going to remove the image. And we'll go to toppings. We'll find a picture of our tomato that we want to use. We'll select that, and that changes the image. Now you'll also notice, like here I'll show you with the chicken. I'm not a big fan of this chicken image. Somebody told me it once looked like bread, and now that they've said that, that's all I see whenever I look at it. So I choose this chicken 2 image instead. If I select it, it will replace what's there, but it will not save. So it's very important to make sure that you click remove first, and then select the new image that you want. So we've got diced onion. I don't have diced white onions, but I have diced red onions. Alfredo sauce. It's going to be the sauce category. Also with the sauces, we don't have every sauce available. Obviously, I don't have an Alfredo sauce, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a ranch because that looks similar. And that's your best case scenario. We don't have a butter garlic sauce, but I've been told that our yellow mustard looks like butter garlic, so that's what I tend to use, and I don't get a lot of complaints about it. So do it to the best you can with what we have available. Okay, I'm going to finish this up real quick. Okay, now that we have all of our images mapped, let's take a look and see what our site looks like now. Let's hit take out next. Okay, now you'll see for the items that we have our images here. Below it has a list of different prices. Our barbecue chicken here that didn't have an image just has a box here with the word barbecue chicken written inside of it. If we click on a pizza, it'll automatically add a mini pizza to the cart. There doesn't seem to be a way to change the size. I'm going to remove from the order. We're going to click on, check a couple of the other pages real quick. We've got our drinks again. Sizes are listed by price. Most customers do not like that. They want it to say the actual size name. So that's what we're going to fix real quick. Okay, so let's close this. We're going to go to Menu Builder first. And where we click that mini pizza image and it showed up as a mini pizza, it's because this right here, the type of the item is a sized item. What we want is to change that to a configurator. So that way when they click on the image, the very first question they're asked is what size image do they want. So we're going to select that configurator. Configurator default size we're going to say is a medium, and we want, let's say, 3 configurator columns. And click save. Do the same thing for the Philly steak pizza here. Change the type to a configurator. Change the default size to medium, or whatever you think the most common size is for that restaurant. We're going to say configurator columns are 3. We're going to click save. Okay, now we want to go back to menus. We're going to choose edit. We're going to change where it says show prices. We're going to say that we want it to say show sizes. There's also an option to show sizes and prices. That starts to get a little bit bulky that way, so I prefer to just use show sizes, but it's by restaurant preference. So save. All right, now let's take a look what we have. All right, now we've got our item names here, our size names. If we click on the cheese pizza, it says, would you like a medium cheese pizza? That's what it adds to the cart. But then the first thing you're asked is, what size do you want? So if you don't want a medium, you can choose any other size that you want. Okay, good. That's what we want so far. All right, now we want to clean up those, clean it up just a little bit more. So we're going to go to Images, Set up Menu Styles, click here. All right, this is where we start to get a little bit technical with the CSS overrides. Okay, we're going to focus on our menu section headers first. We already have some default CSS code to make it convenient for you. And I've also supplied a tutorial. Let me find it real quick here. And all of my graphical CSS guide. Okay. Let me close that. Alright, this will also be available to you. What we have is a property guide to help show some tips and tricks for CSS and give you some ideas. Okay. Suggestion, selected menu section. This gives us our default CSS for menu section. We're going to do unselected menu section. Selected is when you are hovering over the item section, or it's a selected section, you'll see whatever's in this box here. If it's unselected, then you'll see what's in this box down here. Alright, so we're going to just show you that real quick. I'll show you the default. Let's save. Let's go to preview. Next. Alright, now we finally got some colors around our sections, but as you can see, it doesn't match our page. And I don't think it's very pretty for what we're going for. So what we're going to do is go back to images, menu styles, click here. Now we're going to edit it a little bit. We have border styles, solid. I'm going to make it dashed because that's something we can do. Border width is 4 pixels. I didn't like it that wide, so I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to change it to 2. Border radius 8 pixels. This puts the curved border, the curved corners. I want a square corner, so I'm just going to take this whole section out altogether from the semicolon up to the first letter in there. Alright, we've got our color blue. This is the text color. I don't want our text color blue. I want it to match our page. I'm going to go with the orange color. Let's see, which is a hex code of E15417. Alright, background color is green. Again, doesn't match our page. I'm going to change it to match our page. Let's try pound A2 B964. Alright, these are colors that I looked up earlier and already have on hand next to me. Border color is red. Again, doesn't match our page. I'm going to go with oops, forgot the pound. Pound 51E02. Now these are technical colors. If you have just generic red, blue, white, green, you of course can type in just the color name. Alright, height 30 pixels, width 120. That was okay with me. Font is italic, bold, 14 pixels. That works for me. Alright, so then we're going to go to unselected. And I'm going to change this one as well. Border style is solid. I want to make this dashed. Border width is 2. We're going to change it 1 so it highlights a little bit when we hover over, as well as change colors. Again, I'm going to take off the rounded corners. My text color is black. I want to change my text color to, let's do dark green. L595 F23. My background color, yeah, I'm going to use the same light green that I used above. A2B164. Alright, then border color is black. I want something different. I don't want to use the same color I used before. I'm going to go with yellow. Pound FCF41. Height and width, you want these to match. Font, we're going to take off the bold on unselected. We're only going to have bold unselected. Same size. That way there's just a little bit of difference. And we're going to click Save. And let's preview what we have now. Next. Okay, now you can see that we're starting to match the page a little bit. Looks a little bit cleaner. Now what I also did is I created my own section graphics for this as well, and we're going to put those into place and see how those look. So what we want to do is go to Images, and here where it says Selected Menu Section, my group is Section Images. That's where I put them. This is the pizza section. So we are going to do, that's my pizza selected image, my pizza unselected image, go to salads. This is my unselected salads, my selected salads, drinks, selected drinks, unselected, and starters. We're going to do unselected and selected. Now we're going to go back to our styles. We're going to clear this out. This means we do not want the text inside the image because my image already has the text in it. I'm going to save and preview. Next. Okay, so now you've got my sections. Alright. I want to bring the starter up here. I wonder if I can get it to fit there. So I'm going to increase the width of the page by going to page design. Right now its default is 690. Because we're going graphical, a good size is between 750 and 800. Then we'll want to do window half 400. This keeps it centered on the page. And our mobile width, we don't want to touch. That's the default mobile width of a phone. Save. Now preview menu. And it's already open again. Okay, increase the width, but not enough to get this image up here. But that's alright. Okay. Alright. This is another thing you'll run into is that the images aren't always the same size. So let's go and fix that real quick now. That I have my section headers looking the way I want. We're going to go back to images, menu styles again. Here we got menu section default styles. Alright, so we've got menu section style. I want to have 2 item columns. We are going to pretty this up. I'm going to leave the border here is solid. Actually, I think I'm going to do double, just for something different. Alright, our border width, I don't want it so wide. Let's take it down to 3. Border radius, again, I'm not a fan of the rounded corners, so we're going to take that off. Our text color within is black. Let's match it to the theme of the page. Let's do excellent. And background color. This one A2 F5 3. Our border color. I'm actually going to do the same size or the same color as the text. Okay. Our height is 150 by 150. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. We're going to do 200. It can't go higher than 220. Or it's preferred not to go higher than 220. Alright, we're going to copy first to all. That copies whatever's in this first box down to the rest in the same area. So now all the sections are going to look the same. I'm going to click Save. And then let's preview. Alright, take out as soon as possible. Next. Now we've got 2 images. And you can see we have our barbecue chicken here. Which obviously the color scheme doesn't work. We'll have to change it a little bit so I can read that barbecue chicken a little bit better. Salads. It's the same. Drinks. Shaping it pretty nice here. And now we've got our image sizes the same size, so it looks a lot better. Okay, so let's go back to our image page, and what we want to do now I'm going to tweak this image, this coloring just a little bit. But then if we click on the item, we're going to adjust these, get these looking a little bit better as well. Alright, so images, click here. Alright, I have got let's change it to, so you know what? I'm just going to make it white. Copy menu section. Okay, now we're going to do our option set styles. Alright, border style is solid. Yeah, we'll keep it double. Border width is 2. These are small images, so I'm going to go with 1. Border radius 5. Again, that rounded corner I don't want, so we're going to take that out. Color black, that's the font color. Let's go with our brown color that we have. 1E02. Background color is blue. I'm going to change this again to match our page. Actually, I'm going to make this white. I don't want too much color on the option page. Alright, border color black. We're going to change this to the orange. E25.7, and height and width 50 pixels. That's pretty good. Alright, copy first to all. So again, that first box gets copied down to the rest. Click save. Now let's preview our page. So that looks better with the white font. I'm going to click here. Now all of our item images are the same size. Alright, the one thing I don't like here is how this cream cheese doesn't fit in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this font altogether. It's just going to be an empty box. Alright, then we've got our other image as well. No sauce, light sauce, extra sauce. There we have it. A nice, pretty graphical page. Okay, now to clean up just a few extra things to make the page look a little bit more, I'm going to show you a CSS code to change this font color up here. That doesn't affect the font color down here. And then we're also going to change this gray background to a pattern. Alright, now we're going to enhance our page design. I'm going to go to our page design section. Category 1, we're going to go to 4, CSS. What we want to do is change the font color and that header from that dark green to a white. This is good in case you don't have menu section images like I have in place. The color that's used in those menu sections is also the same color that's used up in the header by default. So if you ever want to change one but not the other, this is where you would come to do it. Alright, so at the very last one we have Z text header CSS override. What we want to do is just type in color, colon, and then the color that you want, in which case today we are going to use white. And we're going to end the tag with a semicolon and save. Alright, and then preview. Now you'll see that the font up here is now white. Now I want to change that gray background. Now when we first started, I uploaded a background image here. In order to use it in the page, we need to get the URL of this image. We click here, it gives us a very long string backspace URL. There is a character limit in the CSS code, and unfortunately this will go above and beyond that, so we can't use it. So what we're going to do is get a tiny URL. We're going to copy it, the entire string, and we're going to go to goo.gl. or any other place that you know that makes tiny URLs. We're going to paste in the URL that we want, shorten here. We're going to confirm. I really don't like these things. P-I-N-E call. Now, of course, if you're signed into Google, it'll let you go ahead and do it. It won't make you verify this. All right, so now we have it. Control copy. I'm going to go back to Let's Get. I'm going to go back to our page design. Category 4. And in our value, this top one controls the background for the entire page. So we're going to go to back, type in background, colon, URL, open parentheses, apostrophe, paste in your tiny URL, end apostrophe, and parentheses, semicolon. Now we're going to click save, and with any luck it's going to look pretty good. There we go. Simple, simple. There's also tricks you can do with that, as you may have seen as I was typing in these codes. You can have it repeat, fix to the center at the bottom. There's a lot of options you can do. You can also have fix the size to a certain size that you may need. But all you have to do is just play around with it till you get it the way you want. And this includes the video guide in changing your basic site to graphical. Hope you enjoyed.